Hey guys, welcome back. This is ChosenArchitect, and today, let's just say the sea gods are not that happy with us. Plus, if you stick around, there is a time lapse. I hope you guys are ready. So today, we're going to be converting our little hut house that we've been living in for just a little while, guys. We're going to be converting it into something a little bit better than what it is. We're not going to be tearing it down, but this is basically just going to be the entryway into what is going to be a pretty ridiculous looking house, but in the long run, be a very functional house, and a pretty one at that. But as you can see, I have been doing a few things. I went ahead and I converted some of this and almost made it look like I'm still gonna work on taking it further down. I'm making it look as though, because I defeated the Guardians, that the ocean is mad at me. So what it's doing is the Prismarine is slowly creeping up to my island and is going to be taking over my island, taking over my build, taking over my house, and over time, the Prismarine will catch up with me. And believe me, it will happen. The ocean will take over my base, and it will look amazing. So, I hope you guys are ready for the time lapse. I'm going to be doing a little bit of time lapse, a little bit of actually building. And showing you guys a little bit of the my ideas and what my thinking is when I go to build this thing. But before we even get started with the time lapse, let's start with wood choice and what we're going to do with our wood and our different materials. I think one of the main things I want to get that is going to change the way this build looks is, let's grab some sticks real quick. What we'll do is we will make a fence. And we'll use this dark for the fence. I kind of want to see what it looks like in contrast with everything else. I'm almost positive I may be changing the way a lot of this looks, but I think this looks really good up against normal oak, and it also looks good against anything. So yeah, it definitely adds some contrast there, and that's what we're going to be going with. We're going to be mixing all these different wood types. I seen that acacia was getting a lot of hate in the comments, which I thought was kind of funny. Some people were hating on acacia wood. I don't even have any acacia wood. It is over here. I can easily go get some. It wasn't on my hit list of saplings to grab whenever we went on that adventure. But definitely we're going to be probably using not specifically that type of wood, but we are going to be using some of that wood. But let's get started. So one of the main things we're going to have to do is extend off here, and we're going to need like a stairwell, or I guess I could use ladders. I know ladders are an easy way of traveling, but this whole thing has got to go. Also, I wanted to mention, I did add a book that had efficiency 4 on it, and this already had efficiency 4, so it gave it efficiency 5, and it now has mending on it and fortune 2, which it already had fortune 2 and efficiency 4. But I just wanted to get mending on it because I had already repaired it once, and I wanted to start repairing this with experience at this point. And I have a few mending books available. They do have other enchants, so they're not cheap to throw on, but they do help tremendously. So 1, 2, 3 out. We're going to definitely have some sort of structure going on with this, and with that being said, let's go ahead and plan out our base structure. Now, this is going to extend out into the water, I think. For the most part, the major sections of this build are going to do that. And same here, this is going to go out into this, which is 1, 2, 3, which technically right here would be where this is going to go. Same on this side, 1, 2, 3, and 1 would go here. Actually, we're not going to go out that far, because I think we should go out this direction. 1, 2, 3, and we'll go out here on top of the torch. So with that being done, let's go ahead and think about something else. So I am at some point going to be making a smelter. So a smelter is going to be incorporated into our building, like a super smelter. Like if you've watched any of Mumbo's videos, he has covered how to make a super efficient and super nice fast smelter. Well, we're going to work on one of those. We're going to make a huge one, but we are going to make one because they are pretty easy to do, and it's pretty easy to explain how to do as well. But let's keep extending out. So what we're going to do, we're going to extend out over here. Something like this. let's see, 1, 2, 3. This is, by the way, this is just a guide that I'm setting up. This is normally how I build, is I first set out my guide of rule, which is I go in 3 space, then gap it, and then space, 3 spaces and gap each thing. And that's normally how I set most of my builds up, at least to start. So we have this done. Now that doesn't mean that I will have it on this level. That's the good part about this build, is this doesn't have to be the level that I stay on. I can actually open this up down here and have it for other things. So when I'm talking about that, I can say, okay, I want this to be the structure that I fully build on, right? So down here, bam, and then I have a platform up here in which I could build with, right? So no longer will this tiered roof be the roof that we have, you know? This will be completely changed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue to work on this, and you guys are going to watch the time lapse. And yeah, there's going to be some shenanigans, I'm sure, some different build designs that you're going to see. There's going to be a little bit of trial and error that you're going to see, and it should be blazing fast, because I'm sure this is going to take me probably an hour, if not longer, to get a decent building going. But guys, I will see you in a bit. Enjoy the time lapse. Well, guys, the moment of truth. You guys have seen it all. It's not the greatest looking thing in the world, but it is better than what we had. It is better than just a single story hut with nothing really to do in it. I think this looks a lot better. On the interior, we have a lot of stuff that we can potentially do to make this thing look a little bit nicer. I've never really worked on interior design builds or worked on things that kind of go along with interior type things. So that'll be kind of fun to work with. Now, these windows, I know they look a little weird, but I think we might be able to work with them and do something special potentially with them. I don't know exactly what to do yet, but we'll figure that out as we go. But really, this is just going to be a house where we're going to have a lot of storage. I think over here we're going to have a large amount of storage. I think this is what I'm going to use as my storage room, and I think it will work out perfectly. Originally, I was thinking maybe I can use this for a crop, or maybe I can use this to plant things, but I don't really need that. I think I can make another area for that and make the most out of the space that I have available. Up here, I'll put fence up here to kind of block this area off, so the only way you can go down the stairs is this way. And this is a little staircase. I know it's itty bitty, but it does its job. It's functional. It's better than just using a ladder, which would have been the other option. But yeah, for a simple house this early on in the game, I think this is going to work out perfectly. Now, with that being said, it did use a ton of wood, but I couldn't have done it without that farm over there. Could not have done it without that farm. Now I am looking, and I do see some weird things going on. Even right here, there's some weird stuff going on. Wow, I just walked off the edge there. Perfect. Anyways, yeah, that log doesn't need to technically be there or needs to be attached differently. Oh, I left cobblestone pillars everywhere from me pillaring up. But other than that, I think this turned out pretty nice. And I still was able to keep the tree that I said I wanted to keep. So yeah, you can see the tree there, still helping support the huge platform that is underneath it. The only thing that we have left to really do is we could decorate this whole thing with some shrubbery, some bushes, some things like that. I think bushes would make this thing look fantastic. Covering this whole thing in bushes, which is one of the build styles that I absolutely love. Making this thing look as rustic as possible. That's exactly what I'm going for. So where you see that this cobblestone is kind of messed up here, that is part of the build. And what we're going to do is we're going to incorporate that with all the vines and stuff. Even having like this, where this wall is kind of bland, we're going to do some weird things to the side. But I hope you guys enjoyed that time lapse, guys. That was a big plan for today, was to get a time lapse up. And it's always a huge achievement and a lot of work to get those time lapses done. But we did get them done. Now I do want to take a look at this. So in this corner, we have a few blocks. There's a few blocks all over the place that are kind of weird with the way they look because they are kind of slanted on an angle. Well, what we can do is take the oak log and turn it into actually the like 6-sided, fully covered logs, which I think look great. And for things like this, it's going to be perfect for that. And it kind of will just cover up the fact that that looks the way it does. If I can reach, I don't think I can reach on that one. That is a stretch that I just don't think I can make. And yeah, these guys are kind of expensive, so you don't want to waste them on stuff, but they are very useful. And like for things like this, like that, I mean, it doesn't get better than it. The fact that we can use those now, oh, it's so nice. At least one item that's been in modded Minecraft for so long has now the ability to be crafted. Which, I mean, keep in mind that this has been in Minecraft for quite a while. It's just not been implemented, and there was no crafting recipe for them. You normally had to either cheat them in or use like command block commands to get them in, and then they added a thing called the wand, or like a special tool that you could use to convert it over. But other than that, it was just not there. But I'm so happy that it is now, especially like places like this. Oh, it's going to make builds look a lot nicer and a lot cleaner, because now on the sides you don't have that ugly look that you used to. So anywhere where we see the top half of a log, I can completely remove it at this point, which is amazing. So on the other agenda for today, I think what I should do is get this guy cleared out so we can end up making ourselves a prismarine farm, since that's going to be a huge item that we're going to need in future builds, is a bunch of prismarine. So we need to get ourselves a conduit set up, and I think what better place to put a conduit than right in the center here. Right in this place. It's gonna be a little difficult until I can get some water breathing. And then if these guys ever decide to leave me alone, that would be nice as well. Alright, let's get this placed. Right? This thing is definitely not centered. But that's okay. It is definitely a 2x2 2x2 hole, which doesn't really fit well with a lot of things. I'm surprised that is still that way. Alright, so this will be what, the second conduit now that we have set up. So, let's go ahead and get this going. Come on, Conduit, activate. Alright, it's not going to activate yet because I have the block underneath it. I need to break that block. There we go. Now we have that conduit power. And now it sounds like a heartbeat. Because it does have the heart of the sea in it, which makes total sense. Alright, now, that should last us as we start working on this massive project that is going to be clearing out this whole area, right? So we need to start in at least one section, and there we go. First section done, right? First section completed. We now are underwater, but the sponge is clearing away most of the water, which is awesome. And then we're gonna set up a few things after this. Oh man, it's gonna be a lot of lag, That's why a lot of this is probably done off camera. But we can get a majority of this area cleaned up just by doing this. Like, oh, it's so nice. Like, there we go. And there's that, right? Now this area needs to be closed off. So yeah, finding the areas that also need to be closed off and then just closing them off will help out a whole bunch as well. And then you won't have to worry about anybody really bothering you. There we go. I'm not too worried about placing these sponges in like a particular order or anything like that. Being too efficient with them, because I am going to break them really soon. It's pretty much once you get these source blocks gone, you don't have to worry about them anymore. I will place torches down though. I did bring a lot of good stuff with me, just to help me out. Alright, let's get that done. So yeah, we have to get the roof done. If we don't get the roof done, we'll have blocks that'll be here permanently. Alright, so let's get this up here. We're gonna be clearing out the roof and the bottom. The sides. All that fun stuff. And yeah, this is gonna take a little while. I mean, I have this whole place to do. So yeah, this is gonna take quite a bit of time. I can guarantee it. So I will see you guys in a little while after I get a little bit more of this cleared out. Yeah, I'll just see you guys in a bit. Oh boy, I tell you what. The sea gods are not gonna be happy with me when they see what I've done with the place. Yeah, it's a bit of a mess, but you can see that if we go up here, there is some more we have to do. There's a lot, actually, we need to do. But for the most part, we're getting somewhere. We are getting somewhere. Right here. Actually, I want to take a look at this. This is actually part of the roof. So I don't even think this is technically, like, I think we're at the topmost part that we have cleared out here. I've cleared out most of this. But yes, we are at the topmost part, and I think it's the best place to start. Start at the top, work your way to the bottom. That way you can follow the edges, and you can clear out all the water from the top down. Now, I have run into a few areas where as soon as I place the sponge down, the water regenerates itself. Those areas, you're going to have to kind of close off smaller sections. Because when you have large sections like that, it's just not going to work. So, like the main hall here, like this giant hall area. Yeah, this is one of those areas where you're going to have to place stuff down. Oh boy, yeah, when I said they're not happy, they're not happy. It is a thundering right now. That is not good. Yeah, I should probably sleep because I don't want my stuff at home being destroyed potentially. But yeah, as you can see, I'm slowly but surely breaking all this stuff, leaving room so that way I limit this going on. I don't want that going on, and just basically wrecking my armor and destroying my health and hunger and the amount of food that I need to eat. Yeah. Oh boy, I need to actually, might as well cook the sponge that I have just so it's done. But I'm just slowly but surely clearing out areas that as I find water, I'm just clearing it out. And eventually we're gonna have this thing set up so that way we can use it as a mob farm. I know that sounds crazy, but we can actually channel these guys into a specific location, and actually we don't even have to do too much clearing out of the water above. We can leave most of the water, but there is a new method of making one of these farms, which I've never made one of these farms before, but I have seen how to make them. And yeah, there's a new method that involves using soul sand and water. So using soul sand that you place all around the base, all around this whole structure, removing all the seaweed, all the different grass and everything like that, making sure you clean this whole place up. But yeah, it looks phenomenal, and it looks like it's going to work great as an experience farm and also as a prismarine farm. Which, yeah, like I said, the theme that I'm kind of gonna go with the base is prismarine and stuff is slowly going to creep up to our base and is slowly but surely going to take over our base. And we can't do it without, you know, farming this whole place out. So that's the goal, guys. I know this was a shorter episode, but it did involve a time lapse. But guys, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, you guys know what to do. Don't forget to click that subscribe button if you haven't already, and also give this video a thumbs up, guys. I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome, and as always, thanks for watching.